I'm out here to get oregano because I'm going to make a Mexican rice and I'm going to put beans in it, the beans I made earlier in the week. And so I need oregano. I'm very excited to use fresh oregano. But I also know that I have one basil plant and my cherry, my Roma tomatoes. They will wilt right away if they don't get a morning drink. So I'm just going to quickly water those two things and then get my oregano. I've got more water than I need, so let's give the rhubarb a drink. I really need to get this harvested. Bad. All right. This guy right here. You can already see him tempting to wilt. Also, if you have a useless branch, take it out. Just like something's been chawing on it. Oh no, I do have bottom rot. Oh no, 2 tomatoes. Hey, okay, I got 2 with the blossom end rot, ladies. Should I pick the green ones and ripen them inside? Please let me know in the comments, because I would love to do that before they get the rot. Oh no, it's happening to all of them. Oh, advice needed. Now I'm ordering my cherry tomatoes. Can't help myself. Oh dear. I was so hopeful. I just gave it tums yesterday. Oh yeah, I even see it on the ones like they haven't developed it yet, but they're about to. Oh well, I guess you can't win them all. I was so sad about my tomatoes, I forgot my oregano. I'm actually going to take this piece here because it's about to flower, which I'm assuming I don't want. And maybe a little off of here too. I feel like that's enough. Maybe one more. Really need to do something with this chive. And I need to weed big time. The next thing I'm going to try on those Roma tomatoes is used coffee grounds. Michelle from My Everyday Wife Life found this on Google where it said they have key nutrients needed by plants, including nitrogen, potassium, magnesium, calcium, and other trace minerals. So we'll give that a try. I'm actually making the Mexican beans for lunch, and it is because my 2 teenage daughters, have not been eating well. It's like they're intermittent fasting, but they don't need to intermittent fast. So my plan was, they were still asleep. This was around 11 o'clock in the morning. And I thought, oh, and by the way, that's the cup from my rice cooker. And I'm like, is that really 3/4 of a cup when it says 3/4? No, it's not. It's 3/4 of whatever the cup measurement would be for the rice cooker. So I wanted to test that out. Anyway, I digress. So my plan was to make the Mexican rice, add beans to it. The beans that I had made early in the week is what I told you. And I'll tell you more about those in a minute, and then go wake them up and go, hey, I did Mexican rice and I added beans to it for lunch if you want to come down. And it worked like a charm. I added my 3/4 cup of rice to 1 tablespoon of avocado oil. It didn't specify what kind of oil. I just personally like avocado oil. I also was supposed to be adding 1/3 of a cup of tomato sauce. Well, I didn't have like strict tomato sauce. I had marinara sauce. Honestly, no big deal. It just adds more flavor. I'm toasting the rice on medium heat, stirring it around a lot. You really have to watch it if you do this. And honestly, it's not 100% necessary. I don't think it's necessary at all. It's just kind of an added little step for depth of flavor. Also, I was supposed to toast the rice, then add the tomato sauce, and then add the spices before I add the chicken broth. But look at that. I had my pan way too hot, so I didn't want my marinara sauce to burn. So I thought I've got to add the chicken broth now. There's just no way. So I need to add 2 cups of chicken broth. And if you don't have chicken broth, use water because we're going to be adding bouillon to this as well. So if you have bouillon in the house. So if you don't have chicken broth, again, not a huge deal. Or if you have chicken broth and you don't have bouillon, you know, it's not the end of the world. It'll be a little bit milder, but it'll still taste great because of all those wonderful spices that you're going to be adding in. The first spice we're going to add in is 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. And of course, if you didn't have garlic powder, I imagine minced garlic or taking fresh garlic would also be very lovely. And then 1 teaspoon of onion powder. Again, if you wanted to saute actual onions, you could do that. Then how much oregano? What does it say? 1/4 teaspoon of oregano, which isn't very much at all. And I'm using fresh oregano. And I am not measuring. I just took a little stalk. It had a lot of little leaves on it, so I'm taking off the little leaves first, and then I'm going to get my scissors and cut up the larger leaves. Oh my goodness. I'm just going to have an indoor herb garden and find a spot for it because we are just so now addicted to having fresh herbs to cook with. Oh my goodness. Then it's a 1/2 teaspoon of cumin. I don't know what I would do without cumin. I did not grow it. Maybe I need to look into that. Oh my goodness. And then 1 tablespoon of chicken bouillon. And I'm going to show you the brand of bouillon that we're using once I get it in the pot. But you use whatever you have. Now that I know how much everybody loves this rice, I am going to make a bigger batch and put it in the fridge, and then because a lot of times they're headed to work and they don't take time to eat, and you know, mamas don't like that. A teaspoon of salt is what's going in now. So if I would have this in the fridge, then they could heat it up in the microwave and take it in the car with them, since we're driving them to work right now because all we have is our SUV working. Every other car, our other 2 cars are dead. So they definitely can eat on the way to work. While I'm waiting for my mixture to start boiling, I'm just cleaning up around, and that's what I like to do is I like to kind of watch things, keep an eye on it, and wipe up and clean up while I'm waiting. And this helps me definitely, obviously, to be cleaned up and not have a big mess at the end, but it also helps because I don't leave the room and burn anything. All right, now that it's boiling, I'm going to turn it on low and cover it. And that's going to cook for probably 20 minutes. But in 10 minutes, I'm going to add the beans. And it's probably not necessary, but I'm going to heat up my beans so I'm not adding cold beans to hot rice because I don't want to cool the rice down and stop it from cooking. I'm going to heat them up in a small saucepan. I'm going to do, I figure 1 can is like 14 ounces. So I'll use just shy of 2 cups. Check out my facial expressions as I'm scooping out these beans. It is really funny to edit yourself and look back and be like, what in the world? Look at that. I also have a toxic trait of taking the caps off of the spices and then just leaving them on the counter. And then it's kind of a mix and match because you have the sprinkle part, which has trace amounts of the spice on it. So you kind of want to match the right one to the right one. So that's always an adventure. But I'm getting cleaned up while the beans are cooking. My husband Robin's opinion was that I should wait until the end when the rice was cooked before adding the beans. Also, there was a little bit browned on the bottom that stuck to the pan, and so I didn't show this, but I used a metal spatula to get that up. In Nicaragua, we call that raspa, and everybody loves raspa, where it gets a little bit crunchy, so I wanted to make sure I kept that. In case you missed the video, I had taken 2.5 cups of pinto beans, added 3 strips of bacon to it, 2 teaspoons of this stuff that has salt, pepper, and garlic already together, but you know, you could just add salt, pepper, and garlic powder if you don't have the pitmaster or the spice that combines the salt, pepper, and garlic for you. Cover the beans in about 6 cups of water in the crock pot and cook them for about 6 hours. I cooked them till they split, until they were tender. Every couple of hours I had to add water, so I just made sure the water stayed up just above the beans.
That's really good. Yum!
And that yielded almost 8 cups of cooked beans. What a bargain. Now it's time to empty the dishwasher so that we can start filling it again. There's Yvonne with Leo. She and I are going to head to Michael's later in the day. We're going to drop her sister off at work and then head straight to Michael's. I was trying to think, what could we do to get out of the house that's free? And I remembered I had a $25 Michael's gift card. So I got some, I wanted to look for a wreath for my pine cones. And I'll show you all my hauls of the week tomorrow in the next video. So I also had a Dunkin' gift card that we got to use. So we got to get out of the house and it was 100% free, which is always a gift.
Holy moly. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Girl, you can cook.
Thank you.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm.
You can bring a bowl up to Ava in bed.
No. She should come downstairs.
It's always important to get the dishwasher filled, trying to keep up with dishes, trying to do better at keeping up with things around the house. Kind of hard when I get distracted outside. You know, it's summer. Summer's busy, and you got to give yourself a lot of grace. I need to remember that too. Okay, my faucet is broken. That's why it's spraying like that. You know, doesn't make any sense. So the buttons in back where you change it from spraying to the regular stream are broken. And so what it does is it gives you the spray when it wants to, and it gives you the stream when it wants to. It does it the way it wants to. It's not going to let you tell it what to do. It's going to do whatever in the world it wants to do. So I'm just kind of putting up with it until we buy a new one. We bought it in 2020, so it's 4 years old. Also, my dryer, I need to investigate. I think the heat element might be going, or maybe the dryer itself is going. I've also had that. Oh, goodness. I want to say it's been about 4 years, maybe 5. And don't you think that's about all the life that appliances have in them? I got it at Lowe's. It's LG. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm kind of concerned that I got everything about the same time. I hope it's all not going to die at the same time. You know how that happens. In fact, my husband has been feeling like our oven is taking a lot longer to preheat. It used to be very quick, and it's not quick anymore. I'm telling you, it's making me nervous. I've worked so hard to keep my appliances clean and to keep them looking like new. My only failure is probably the inside of the oven. So it feels like they're new. And when I have a problem, I'm thinking, why is this breaking? It's brand new. Well, it's not brand new. And especially as you get older and time flies by so fast, 4 or 5 years is like, oh my goodness, when I was 16 years old, 4 or 5 years was the equivalent of 4 or 5 months. When you're 16, you know, it feels like life's taking forever. You're a junior in high school. You want to graduate. It feels like time will never go by. You get to be 59 years old, and let me tell you, it flies. And everybody says that the older you get, the faster time goes. That is so true. Like these cabinets we also replaced in 2020. Wasn't everybody working on their house in 2020 because we were all stuck at home? Stuck is a relative term because I was not happy that people were struggling so much, but I was just so happy that year to just have permission to not go anywhere and to stay at home. I did so many projects, but weren't we all just realizing the state of our homes and going, okay, I want to fix this? So we literally did a ton of things in 2020, especially the ones we didn't have to hire help for. Did you ask her if she's coming down?
Yeah, she's coming down.
You told her it was busting.
Yeah, I did, girl. I told her to put some lemon juice on it. And Okay, I'm gonna start this.
Yep.
Do I put just normal?
Yep. You know, if you want it just normal, hit start.
Oh.
I discovered that like a month ago. Love that.
Give up.
My intention here was to come out and to water the plants that I have been neglecting a little bit more. So here is the lemongrass that I put around my husband's hammock so that he wouldn't have as many bugs when he is laying in his hammock. And then there's the fern out here. There's the fern I transplanted that I think is dead, but I watered it anyway, just in case it wants to make another go at life. And then there's my daughter's garden that she's growing from seed. This was one of those seed packets of wildflowers. So we're just kind of seeing what's going to pop up, you know, and I'm not weeding this at all. It's just going to be a country garden. In the center of it is a butterfly bush that I did plant last year in memory of my mom. And so I'm hoping that grows. It's just growing super slow. I got out here and my intention was to water things and come right back in. But it's like 78 degrees. Look at the leaves on the trees. There's a beautiful breeze and I just couldn't help myself. I had to stay outside. I've been using pine spills to fill in this area around my husband's hammock. I'm making a circle with the pine spills. And so I thought a lot of wind, rain has happened. And so more and more pine spills, pine straw has fallen. And I'm just gathering it all up and taking it out of the spots where I don't want it and putting it in the spots where I do want it. Oftentimes when I'm outside doing my work, someone from the family will come out and just kind of keep me company and chat with me as I'm working. And so my older daughter Rachel had come out, and so we're just chatting. And in a minute here, I'm going to share with her what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. I don't know how much of it you can actually hear. If you're using headphones and a phone or laptop, you're going to have a better chance of hearing our conversation. But basically just sharing with her that I have all of these resources around my yard that I have been taking for granted. And I'm just so thankful that this year God has really opened my eyes to stop fighting rocks, pine spills, and the like, and to use them. Pine spill.
Does pine still work as mulch?
Yeah, because nothing wants to grow when you throw it down.
That's true.
In the south, they have longer, they call it pine straw.
Yeah.
That's why I got the idea. And then somebody else told me if you buy pine straw, it's short like ours.
Huh.
So I was like, people buy this.
Yeah.
And in Maine, we just get mad at it. So I was like, okay, let's stop getting mad at it. So when I see rocks, I think, in my garden, I think, ooh, what can I paint this into? Pine cones, it's like, ooh, grass. And pine straw, it's like, ooh, free mulch.
Yeah.
It kind of gives me a different attitude about all the things I need to fight.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So when I see when it's windy and the pines falling, I go, oh look, it's falling mulch. Yeah. You okay?
There's a bug that keeps hovering around the back of my head, and I don't know what kind of bug it is, so it makes me scared.
Oh.
It sounds like just a housefly, but I don't like that.
I know a lot of you are having some sweltering heat right now. We are actually in kind of a cool front, and in this day, which is the next day, I'm doing the voiceover the morning that this goes up, it's going to be even cooler. And we're going to be going to the beach tonight after supper, and I cannot wait. I really want to collect seashells that I can also use in my gardens. Let me know, do you enjoy working outside? I really do love to work outside. I hate bugs. I hate to sweat. But other than that, I really love working outside. And because it was so breezy on this day, I did not have one bug land on me. And I did not intend to be out here doing yard work, but when I came out here to water, it was like, all right, push everything else aside that I thought I would do today. I am not going to waste this day by being inside. You will see me clean the bathroom after I go inside, because that was a goal that I really wanted to get the bathroom, the downstairs half bath, at least wiped down before I went to Michael's with Yvonne. So I am going to show you that as well. So stay tuned. It's not just going to be yard work. And I get it, not everybody's into gardening. So if you need to just move ahead in the video and find the cleaning, I understand. This feels so good to be utilizing what was in my yard, things I used to fight and get annoyed at. And when somebody said that people buy pine straw, I was like, my mind was blown. Just wasn't appreciating the blessing that God had given me in all of these pine spills. Call it straw, and it's a totally different vibe. So I probably won't finish this spot today, but that's fine. It's a little bit every day. And over time, look at them. There's a lot of summer left. This is it right here. So it's almost done. I'm not going to push myself because I really want to do the chamomile, under the chamomile, weed whacking, and go inside and get ready before we go to Michael's. And then a lot of these little sticks and stuff I picked up, those will be for a campfire. The neighbor bench that your ad money purchased if you're new here, and I painted some rocks. I ended up putting them all here. So those I showed you yesterday, there's a bird, and there's one that says only God, and then one that says return. I have one that says welcome, and then I put my little alligator / crocodile right there. All right, chamomile tea with mint. Chamomile mint tea is going to be happening this weekend. I'm going to look up today on, proper harvesting and all that. One of my goals was to lift the chamomile and get the weed whacking done under it because it was really growing up around it. And then I thought, am I skilled enough with the weed whacker that I could go along the garden and weed whack without taking down any of my plants. So that's what I decided to do, and it actually went really well. What I did was I put whatever the guard side was. Oop, she just sneezed. Whatever the guard side was, I would try to put it near the plant so that the plant wasn't getting cut down. Oh my goodness, if I would have cut down one of my plants, I would have been so sad. But I put these rocks here as a wave pattern, so I didn't want to lose my wave pattern. I really did not want to be bending over and weeding this whole thing. I probably will have to eventually, and I'm probably going to add pine straw. I need to look up and make sure that everything I've got in here can handle the acid of pine straw, but I really think it can, because these are things that I know have been thriving for other people in Maine, like the hyssop, and so if you're in Maine, you've got pine spills. I went in, got my makeup on, and I put my hair up. Now I'm putting away the laundry detergent and the softener, that kind of thing, so that I can get to cleaning and getting out my disinfectant and looking for the window cleaner.
Window cleaner.
So I heard you say you were going to go to Michael's?
Yep, when I take David to work. Ron and I are going. Because I have that gift card. Rachel gave me it for Mother's Day. Remember?
Should I make my own dinner?
No. I'm not going out to eat.
Huh?
I'm not going out to eat.
Oh, okay.
I don't think anyway. Are you thinking what?
What do you want this evening? You have kielbasa and cabbage, I think.
Actually,
Oh, you had something?
I thought out hamburger to do tacos.
Oh.
But I want it with my taco seasoning. I don't want that janky store-bought crap. I was also going to try the avocado, the frozen avocado, to see if it makes a good guac.
Okay.
I should probably thaw it out, actually.
Well, I'll just wait for you then.
Yes, I had bought frozen avocado, and as I said, I even bought organic, and I thought that would be a great option because sometimes I'll go into the store and I cannot get ripe avocados. Sometimes when I ripen them at home, I find out, oh, they're stringy or they're not that great. But when I can feel it with my fingers and in the store and know that they're nice and ripe, then they're, 9 times out of 10, 9.5 times out of 10, they're good. So I thought the frozen avocado would be a good option, but I don't know if they put something in it to preserve it. I didn't see anything in the ingredients, so I don't know, but I don't know if it picked up the taste of packaging. It just had a very weird flavor in it, and it permeated. So I'm adding my lime juice, my onion, my tomatoes, my garlic, and my salt, and it's just not getting any better. And then I felt kind of bad that I wasted all those ingredients in my guacamole. So definitely fresh is best, and when they're on sale, you can freeze it yourself. So I might try that. Sometime they're on sale and I can get a lot of ripe ones. I think I might try freezing it myself and seeing if that is any better. This little bathroom is just a breeze to clean, even when I need to do the floors, which I did not do the floors on this day because I ran out of time, but sometimes I'll just take a paper towel to the floor or, and just wipe up. I did wipe the floor like behind the toilet, around the toilet. It gets quite dusty because things can gather there before you realize it. But other than that, I just kind of left the floors alone and I'll get them another day. Maybe that will happen today. Who knows? Actually, I should write that on my to-do list. That's a quick little thing I could do. And sometimes I will use the steamer. Usually I'll steam it when I do the kitchen. I'll come in here. I haven't done that the last couple of times. I really need to do that, but definitely keeping the toilet clean this time of year is especially important because things can smell very quickly when the air is humid if you know what I mean. And this toilet bowl cleaner stuff, it gets very dusty. It wasn't dirty. I just had to wipe the dust off with something dry, and then it was good to go. So it never takes me long to clean the bathroom. I just have to gear myself up to do it, just like so many things. And I was just thinking, did you see Cass from Clutterbug? She just did a thing about cleaning each room in 5 minutes. If you notice in that video, I was thinking about timing how long it takes me to clean each room, because her rooms, I know that you can't see dirt on screen. I get that. But it's like, yeah, if my dishes were always caught up and I always wiped down the stove after I cooked, it would only take me 5 minutes in the kitchen. Unfortunately, that's not the case for me usually. So I might do a more Karen realistic version of that video and just compare what she does to what I do. So it's all spick and sparkly clean. I love having my little flower pot that I got at Dollar General. I wish I could find more, but I think those went like hotcakes. And if you go looking for them at other stores, they're a lot more expensive than the few dollars I paid at Dollar General. And I'm just looking and going, you know what? That thing needs more lavender. Look at Leo. He is just living his best life. Look at how his front paw is curled around his back leg. That is so cute. So before I leave, I just wanted to cut some lavender off both my bushes and stick it in that pot. And then we're headed off to Michael's, which you will see in tomorrow's video. They already have fall stuff out. They had the cutest fall and Halloween stuff, so I can't wait to show you that tomorrow. So come back. If you haven't subscribed, I would recommend, and it would help me too, if you want to click on the subscribe button so that YouTube will let you know whenever I upload a new video. We do yard work, we do decluttering, cleaning, decorating. In fact, I'm going to show you, I have some wall hangings I bought on Amazon. I'm going to show you that tomorrow as well and get those up on the wall. It's all very exciting, and I hope you remember, as always, that God loves you and I love you too, and I can't wait to see you next time.